Cookin' with Biggins is presented by McKay's Food and Drug and their Gold Card Gas Cash Rewards program. Shop at McKay's and get cents off the gallon when you fill up at participating gas stations.
For the pastry chef in you,
there's always McKay's.
for the fisherman in you,
There is always McKay's.
for the farmer in you,
There's always McKay's. McKay's, always fresh
always affordable.
and always a familiar, friendly face ready to assist you. McKay's Fine Foods and Pharmacy in Charlotte Hall, Hollywood, Wildwood, Great Mills, and now in Leonardtown. For the smart shopper in you, there's always McKay's.
Deer season is back at Carroll's Equipment, Southern Maryland's largest John Deere dealer. Deer season means there are great financing and pricing deals on John Deere lawn and garden equipment. Deere has an entire new line of tractors to help you care for your property, and Carroll's Equipment offers expert service on all John Deere products. Experience the quality and value of John Deere during deer season. Now at Carroll's Equipment, Route 235, just 10 minutes south of Lexington Park.
Visit Chef Robert Hess and try some of his creations at Catamaran's Restaurant on Solomon's Island. Call 410-326-3698 for reservations. Now, here's more Cookin' with Biggins.
Welcome back with Cooking with Biggins. I'm Chef Robert Hess. I'm here with my special guest, Dorothy. Joy Dorothy, sorry about that. We're here, we're making teriyaki glazed salmon with a cucumber Asian slaw, a little spicy, a little cool, warm, and cold for the summer. How do you feel about that?
Excellent.
Awesome. So let's just jump right into it. We got our salmon. We seasoned it up earlier on the last segment. We got a little bit of this right here. This is it right here. This is called Biggins. This is my own special spice blend. It's a little bit of cumin, coriander, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of everything you would want on a steak. You want to smell that? It's got everything, a bit of everything. Go ahead, don't be shy. Brown sugars, sugar.
Not too spicy.
Not too spicy, but a little bit of kick because you want it to go ahead. You want food to go ahead and excite you. You want it to go ahead and you put it in your mouth. You want it to beat you up a little bit and beat your mouth up and like get all excited and be like, wow, I want another bite. You know what I mean?
There's the spice.
There it is. So we go ahead and you put a little bit on there. Touch of that. She's coughing. That means it's good, right? Okay. So you put a little bit of that, and then we got a little bit of sesame oil. Okay, a little bit of sesame oil, and here's another trick. Instead of putting oil straight into the pan when you cook fish, just go ahead and put the oil right on the fish. You want to put the oil right on the fish. Okay, you flip it over, and this stops from the smoke point because we want a hot. Sesame oil has a real high smoke point, so when you put it in the pan, it's gonna like, oh my God, shock and awe. Okay, so we want the fish to start cooking. So we go ahead and this is a little tip. You go ahead and you put the sesame oil right on the fish. Okay, all right, and then when we put it in the pan, it's gonna go. We want to go face side down, flesh side down. All right, right on the top. Okay, remove this. All right. Right, and the saute is a French word for jumping out of the pan, right? And we want to go ahead and move the fish around, and we want to go ahead, and here's the thing about fish, okay? One of the biggest faux pas about fish, with people making mistakes about cooking fish, is touching it. Leave it alone. Let it cook, okay? Because if you go ahead and you want to go ahead and get that crust on the outside, that sear, all right? And salmon's one of the easiest fish to go ahead and cook because it talks to you. Food always talks to you. Everybody has to remember that. Food speaks to you, tells you when it's done, tells you when it's burned, tells you when you're messing around. So like if you look in the salmon right here, you can see how it's starting to cook on the bottom, and when it gets 3/4 of the way up the middle of the salmon, then it's time to flip it. Now, a lot of people say, well, what's the perfect temperature to cook salmon at? I prefer medium. My restaurants do medium. That's how I was trained. But we'll do it any way you like. So we're going to go ahead and turn this down just a hair. Okay? And we're just going to let that go, right? And as that's going, we're going to make the Asian slaw. Real easy how to make that. We're going to get a bowl. Okay? Again, we got some shredded carrot left over from the yesterday's dinner salad. Okay, so we put there about a 1/4 cup, right? We got some leftover cucumber. This is these are just regular cucumbers. You can use English cucumbers, which are the seedless. And again, this is just leftover. It's all about using product that you have left in your house, right? So this is about a cup of cucumber.
Everything I usually take out of my salad.
Exactly. We got a little bit of pickled ginger. Now, pickled ginger is basically just sliced ginger that they go ahead and they soak in vinegar. And you can try it. It's a little spicy. Be careful. We know about you.
Trouble with it.
All right. So, and then what happens is they go ahead and it intensifies, it pickles it, and intensifies the flavor. It's light, exactly. So we don't want to use too much because it can be real heavy. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add about a pinch.
So where do you get pickled ginger?
You can get pickled ginger at any Asian seafood market, but you know the coolest thing about cooking is it's gotten so huge that you can get any of this stuff at your local grocery store, which is really awesome. So we want to go ahead and take about, I'd say, a tablespoon of pickled ginger, and you want to chiffonade it. And a chiffonade is another word, fancy terms of like ribbon cut, real thin, okay? So we're going to go ahead and just thinly cut it. Now, if you can't have knife skills, you can just chop it up. It wouldn't really much matter as long as it's all together, okay? You want to do it real quick, okay?
Now, one of the cool things about ginger is it also helps to keep you from getting seasick.
Really? I
Yeah.
never even knew that. That's really awesome.
It's one of the things is traditionally you would have a really heavy ginger dish before getting on board a boat the night before. It helps to keep you from getting seasick.
That's
so
really
is
cool.
the rumor.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. That's really neat. I've never even heard about that. It's like the natural Dramamine or something.
Exactly,
like that.
exactly.
Right. So I got some leftover red onion. Again, just a tablespoon. And we're not, it's all using stuff that's found in your kitchen. So we just chop a little bit up, small dice. All right. All right. And then what we're gonna do is now you can see the fish, how it's come up halfway.
Right.
Right. So this is a perfect time to go ahead and flip the fish. All right. So we're gonna take the spatula. All right. See that beautiful crust? Now that's just leaving the fish alone. Okay.
Right.
Now, you don't want to touch it, and you just you gotta let it cook. And you turn down the heat. You start it off high to get that nice sear. Turn down the heat and let the rest of it cook.
So that's the secret, is turning the heat down instead of leaving it up and flaming the heck out of it.
Exactly, because you don't want to shock the food, but you also don't want to boil the food. You don't want to like steam, add too many things in there. You want to keep the pans nice and simple. So now we got our ginger, we got our onion, we got our carrot, we got our cucumber. So now we got to do it's a slaw, it's a relish. So we got some white wine vinegar, okay? Just maybe 2 tablespoons white wine vinegar. All right, that's gonna go in there. And then this is sweet Thai chili sauce. Okay. Now you can buy this at any grocery store or any Asian market. It's made basically with red pepper flake, dry chili, sugar, honey, a little bit of molasses, and boiled down. Okay? And this is about 2 ounces. We're gonna go ahead and add that. Okay. Right. Excuse me. Right. We're gonna take some of these beautiful toasted sesame seeds. Right.
Yep.
We're just gonna add a little bit of that. Just a touch, maybe a teaspoon. Okay. Gonna add a pinch of parsley. All right. A touch of salt and pepper.
Now, what does parsley do besides add green?
Adds green. It also is. It's actually parsley is like how you gave me that tip about the ginger. Parsley is actually for your breath. Like when you eat parsley, it's supposed to make your breath smell better if you have stinky breath. So if you
helps to counteract the red onions.
Exactly. So but it's also for looks and colors, and it also adds another level of flavor into it. So we want to go ahead, and now we got our salmon. It's coming up. All right, and you can see now the middle of it is sort of all the way up pink, and what we want to do is turn this off. Okay, and then we're gonna add back into the slaw. We're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of sesame oil. Now the sesame oil is gonna do 2 things. It's gonna add some flavor, and it's gonna make it palatable on your tongue, real silky, real smooth, and it's gonna bind it together. So I'm here with Joy Dorothy. We're at the Tech Center, Career Center in Leonardtown. You're cooking with Biggins. We'll be right back. We're gonna put it all together. All right, guys?
Shop for ingredients you see on today's program at McKay's Food and Drug's 5 St. Mary's locations and use your McKay's Gold Card and get gas cash rewards. Ask for details at McKay's.